اما بعد Honorable Professor Muhammad Khair Rabbani, President of International Union of Universities, Ministers, Ambassadors, Rectors of universities, Professors, Scholars, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, it is my great pleasure to be here participating at this very important meeting, at this very important conference. I would like to thank the International Union of Universities for convening such a valuable gathering, and the governor of the city of Yalova in particular, and the government of Turkey in general for hosting this very important meeting. I would also like to pray for a peaceful and violence-free world where the lives are valued and human is respected. A world free of illness, a world free of COVID-19, disaster that has caused the death of many, including our dear ones. Distinguished participants, respected professors and scholars, we live in an era where various socio-economic, environmental, and many other problems are no longer considered as individual problems. They are universal challenges that need to be tackled collectively. The United Nations 2030 Sustainable Development Goals clearly presents a global agenda to address these challenges. To have a better world to live, we need to achieve these goals by 2030. One of these goals, e.g. SDG 14, calls for equal access to tertiary education, including university, as part of the promotion of lifelong learning opportunities for all. Yet, universities have another important role in the SDGs as a driver for achievement of the achievement of the full set of goals through their role in human formation, knowledge production, and innovation. The role of education in sustainable development is so crucial that the United Nations designated the decade between 2005 and 2014 as the UN Decade of Education for Sustainable Development. Often, higher education has been associated with innovation, and technological universities in particular are seen as engines of innovation, which in turn spur industrial and economic development. While the link between education and sustainable development is explicit, it is essential to see how higher education institutions have embraced the notion of sustainable development in their curricula, research, and other programs, and how they have positioned themselves to facilitate the process of building sustainable societies through sustainability-related science and technology curricula, research, teaching, and engagement with the wider society. Sustainable development requires a participatory types of teaching and learning that motivates and empowers learners, students, youth, so as to change behavior and take action for sustainable development. It is evident here that the United Nations sees education as a tool for spurring sustainable development, but to do so, educational institutions, universities, must embrace sustainable development in all their activities. In the context of higher education institutions in particular, it is argued that beyond teaching and learning, their contribution towards building sustainable societies can also emanate from engagement with communities, research outputs, and development of green technology that can ensure a balanced type of development. As it pointed out by scholars, for universities to achieve their role of fostering sustainable development, they need to be more proactive and to serve society beyond the ivory towers of scientific knowledge. Therefore, university programs, whether research, education, or outreach, should be directed as to develop partnership with their communities, governments, industries, and cultural institutions, so that the knowledge, skills, and results can flow into society and also challenged by the needs of the society. Also, the higher education institutes should strengthen the networks of cooperation and exchange with other centers of excellence at the national, regional, and global levels in order to mobilize greater resources and capacity to ensure sustainable development.